Hello guys, this is Builder, and this is a video of my duel with me versus Moineau. At least that's how I think it's pronounced. I probably butchered that. Anyway, I settle in place. I have a pretty nice capital spot with a couple of wheat, and it starts on a hill, and I have another couple of hills nearby. I find there's a third wheat that's nearby my city, but that is blocked by a forest. The cultural acquire thing in the game doesn't like acquiring forests, so it'll probably be a while before I get that. And since there's a luxury, a marble out there that I want to be able to claim with another city, that other city will probably work that tile instead. So I'm kind of cruising the bottom of the map with the warrior. I'm staying 2 tiles away from the bottom of the map, so I'm not seeing less tiles. So I'm seeing the bottom, and I'm not seeing less tiles than I should or could. Going liberty, as always. It's always good to take liberty. Almost always. Well, yeah. I recommend you always take liberty. And I run into the Japanese scout. I will declare war on him when I see him. And I'll be a little bit careful moving around now because he might have a warrior lurking around, which would be able to, with like the scout helping, would be able to kill off the my warrior. My tech path is pretty standard. I go the pottery, animal husbandry. I go pottery because it's just you have a couple of granary resources nearby the wheats, which essentially double the effect of the granary early on, and it allows you to grow your capital up to say size 5 or so. See, I'm making like 2 excess food right now, or something like that, and now I'll be making 6 excess food about. So that's a big boost, and since my capital is growing, I don't take the free settler, because if I take the free settler, it will throw my Civ into unhappiness, and then I will be unable to, my capital will stop growing. And plus, my capital is going to stop growing at some point, because it needs to train settlers. The capital has the plus 50% modifier for settlers, and once you're starting to train settlers, you train them for quite a while. So once you do that, your growth essentially has stopped. And so I would rather have my capital be pretty high when I start doing that, rather than like doing it at 3 population. I mean, on certain, that's generally the way it works out. On a grassland map where you don't have much, there's not much incentive to grow because there are only a certain number of tiles which have hammers on them. Only a certain number of tiles which have hammers on them, so growing doesn't help. But on a plains map, pretty much every tile has a hammer on it, so growing gives you more gold and more hammers, and all around it's a pretty good deal to grow. Also on the grassland map, you don't have the granary resources, which are helpful. So right there I managed to kill off the Japanese warrior. It was kind of close because of Japan's ability. I kind of played it like I would have played a normal person, which maybe isn't such a good idea. Because after he attacked one of my scouts, I went back and tried to hit him with another scout, but it killed off my scout, because normally the unit gets weakened when it's attacked, but because it's Japan, it wasn't weakened, his warrior. So I'll keep on sending my guys back. I'll be improving production mostly early on, because my city's going to grow pretty decently, and once I start training settlers, I really don't need food. Or once I go into unhappiness, I don't need food as much, so I'm going to work, the horses and the hill, mine that. Heal up all of my units. I had my scout go around behind me so I can see most of the spots where I would want to put a city. I slide a barracks in there because the barracks is a nice building to get, and you want to get it, at some point. gonna build a scout just so I can get up or just kidding, a warrior, so I can have some more defense because I only have one warrior right now. I'll be sending my first settler out to the marble spot, which I had talked about a little bit before. And I'll be sending a worker behind him just to oh shoot, and then a whatchamacallit, scout comes and tries to attack it, and I kill off the scout right away afterwards, but he still takes my early settler. And that's really not a very good thing to have happen to you, but I mean, you know, I'll survive. It's not going to kill me directly. It's a waste of a lot of hammers, though, and so that'll put him a lot more ahead than I got from just killing off that one little warrior earlier. And so he has a larger score than me right now. And score is important, but at the same time, it's not that important. I mean, it's kind of a general guideline of how well you're doing, but it favors having lots of cities quite a bit. So if you have lots of cities, it's going to give you a higher score than if you have fewer cities, even if the fewer cities might actually be more powerful. In terms of like demographics and stuff. So as you can see, my growth in my capital has essentially stopped for a while I train some settlers. I actually aborted on the marble site for a city, so that I will be able to get the my iron up quickly. I'll be settling that city in a nice defensive position on a river with some iron nearby. And as you can see, he's leading in a bunch of demographics right now, but that'll probably change once I get a couple more cities out. I'm debating whether I should chop the forest right now or wait a little bit above Beijing, because it's outside of my culture border. So if I chop it right now, I won't get as many hammers from it, but it'll allow me to improve my iron more quickly. So now that I have iron, I'll start sending some units forward. I think if I looked, he didn't have iron, or he didn't have much military. So I decided I would try to go for him. And as you can see there, I stopped chopping because I decided you can chop the forest halfway. Like, it takes 2 turns to chop the forest, so if you chop for 1 turn, and then you can leave it so you can chop it more quickly later. So again, I looked at strategic resources and all he had was horses. So he doesn't have any swordsmen yet. And I got a scout with extra sight, which is what the barracks helps you do. The barracks is a very nice building. I'll start to improve some of my happiness resources so I can get my cities growing, which I think is a good thing. And his manufactured goods are higher than mine still, but I did lose a settler, so you know. So since he doesn't have iron, you can see his city is pretty weak compared to my swordsmen. My swordsmen are 11 strength, and the city is only 6 strength. So with like 3 hits or so from the swordsman, I'll be able to take it. So if I can move quickly and get him with the unprotected city, I might be able to take one of his cities, and then I might not even keep it, I might just raise it right away. Or I might try to keep it because it's settled on top of the luxury resource. I'm not sure if I have that luxury resource, or if I have that luxury resource, because if I already have it, it won't really be benefiting me at all. So, there. So I move in my swordsman at the end of the turn, and then I fortify him at the start. I won't attack until the end of the turn, because or until he's bombarded me, so that I take less damage. So when he bombards me with his city, my swordsman is fortified. If he had other units like around the city, I would have waited till the end of the turn to fortify. And now my swordsman is getting a promotion, so I'm going to try to wait for him to bombard me, and then I'll try to take the promotion, so it's like giving me more bang for your promotion buck, because I'd be getting, a couple. He's going to bombard me anyway, so I might as well wait until he attacks me and then get more hit points for healing. So there, he just bombarded me, so I'll insta-heal, fortify, start researching. He has a lot of warriors around, so I need to be cautious. And my scout is just kind of blocking. He's not really gonna actually hold them back. Meanwhile, my social policies are cruising by. I'm getting Republic. Gives you the good hammers. I was going to settle on the hill, but then I decided not to, because, again, when you settle on a hill, it's putting more food on that tile. So it's like you're adding more food, but you're also making it so you can't build a mine. So it's like you're focusing the city more towards food rather than hammers. Of course, if there were plenty of hills around, I would probably just if there were more hills around, I would just settle it on the hill, because then you want to add more food because there isn't much food around the hills. Anyway, we just had a reload. My opponent disconnected, so we had to come back and reload. I'm awfully close to getting Tokyo right now. He just attacked me, so I took some damage. I'll be moving in my swordsman at the end of the turn to try to shake up some stuff. And then him upgrading that swordsman into a warrior, into a swordsman, kind of cements his defense a little bit. We'll see if he can still hold the city now. And I've run out of gold. Or, actually no, I've not quite run out of gold. But I won't be able to train that many more warriors and upgrade them. So I'm going to have to just hard build the swordsman instead. And Nanjing is founded on some sugar, so I get the luxury resource right away. I don't even have to improve it, so my city will keep on growing even while I found new cities. So right there where he killed me, what happened was he attacked me and my unit got enough for a promotion, but then he attacked again and killed it off before I could give it the promotion. And I can get mad about it, but in the end, if you think about it, how it would have worked on a turn, he would have been able to attack all of his units before I would have been able to give the unit the promotion. So I think it's fair that my unit dies off there. In all my cities, I'm kind of building economy buildings right away. My finish of Liberty will be pretty slow. Because, actually, well, I'm not sure if I built a monument first, and maybe I built I'm not sure. I'm going to keep on improving luxuries. Keep my cities growing. And right now Japan has killed off most of my military, so I'll have to be rebuilding that. I'm building a bunch of economy buildings. I'll be getting horseback riding so that I can get horsemen. I'm sending my scout up above to watch out for bad guys. It has a +1 sight, so it will be able to see units coming before they actually arrive, which is helpful. And if you just saw the demographics, my manufactured goods have been getting better now. He has a bunch of small cities, and all my cities are, and I have fewer cities, and mine are growing. So sometimes it depends on the specific circumstances, but that seems to be working out pretty well. Having a taller empire certainly sets you up a little bit more for research, and it allows you to get research buildings more easily because you don't have to build them in every building and pay maintenance for all of them. And right now, I just sniped a warrior. If I wasn't actually I'm not gonna actually invade him. I was just trying to attack that one unit. Make him waste some hammers to have to rebuild that. Our manufactured goods are pretty much dead even right now, so. But I'm getting my cities are growing, and I'm getting water mills up, which will be very nice for my production. So that'll certainly help. That will certainly help. I already have furs below in my capital improved, so I don't really need to improve another one. There's no real benefit from it, besides just kind of the improvement value you get from getting the +1 gold, which it can be nice because it's already a decent tile for gold. But if you have plenty of gold and you're not really working with tile anyway, there's no point to improve it. I'll be getting the pyramids. It's one of my nice wonders. I think I'd like it more than the average Civ player person. It lets you build. It makes all of your tile improvements faster. It allows you to build roads in one turn, which is very helpful. It also allows you to chop forests in one turn, which is also nice, but I'd say not quite as good as the roads. Because with roads are like actually helpful for your military if you put them in the right spot. They're like helpful for moving units around, especially with horsemen, because with horsemen then you can hit a unit if they're trying to attack you, and if there's a road already on that tile, then you can just move back really easily. And with the pyramids you can do that more easily. Plus the pyramids isn't that much more than the cost of one worker in the first place. It gives you 2 free workers, and the cost of the pyramids isn't that much more than 2 workers in the first place. So I like it as a wonder. I'm getting some paper makers up. The paper maker is a nice improvement for the library. It just gives you a bit more gold than the average one. Not the average one, just the library, normal library. And I'm setting up my road network. I think I might have been able to be a little bit more efficient with those roads and get my trade network set up a little bit faster, but it's not that big a deal. Also, the pyramids chops off 1 turn for work for like making other improvements that aren't like roads, so you can build farms in like 2 turns or something. It's pretty nice. I've built pretty much all of the economy buildings, so in that city, so we'll build some defenses. My manufactured goods are starting to do a lot better than his. Let's hope they stay that way. I'll be getting plenty of gold from having the paper makers. And I'll be getting the hanging gardens because it's a nice wonder to get, especially if you have a good capital. I'd rather have it in a city with a lot of hills nearby, because then that extra food you can get translates directly into having more hammers. But it's not that important. Well, I'd rather get it, because if I build it in, say, another city, I might miss the wonder, or I might not get it quite as quickly, which could be bad. As you can see, my capital's kind of stagnating right now. Didn't have quite enough growth to really grow very quickly. That's just because of the way the food works. You require more and more food for every population increase, so even if you have a constant surplus of food, you won't get constant growth. It'll slowly peter off as your population gets higher and higher. And what I should be doing right now is checking demographics just to see what he's doing with army, because I think he has a pretty big army right now, but I'm not really building much military, doing much about that. Like, the least I could do is, like, maybe build some roads around my cities so that I can move military more easily and respond to any invasion, instead of building, like, the hanging gardens and stuff like that. I just checked the army stat right there. It was pretty quick, again, so you can't see it. I need to work on doing that more slowly, when I go into demographics, just like going in, sitting there for a couple of seconds, and then moving out. Because again, these videos are at 2x speed, so everything I'm doing is half as fast as this video is. So me popping in and out, I just glance at it and come back out, and then at 2x speed, it's kind of, you can't even really tell what I'm doing. I believe I just switched off the hanging gardens in my capital because I realized he actually has a decent number of swordsmen, which he's sending at me right now. So I really need to kind of defend myself. Hopefully the forests, or not the forests, the mountains will be able to make it so he can't send enough units in at one time and attack me. And I'll get saved that way. Then he has 44,000 in troops, and I have 24,000. And yeah, he's sending more and more. So he has a lot of troops, and I have very few troops. Seems like he's kind of swarming Guangzhou right now with a bunch of units. We'll see if I'll be able to keep it. Because again, he has Japan's ability, which allows him to send units at my city. Yeah, it allows him to send units at my city. That's nice. You know, otherwise he wouldn't be able to send it, but now that what I mean to say is that he can attack even once his unit is almost dead. He does a ton of damage, so I can't kill off injured units very easily, and he can do lots more damage more easily. I think what I should be doing right now is building some roads up to the Marble, maybe one on the wheat above Guangzhou, so I can move units in more quickly, which could be helpful. He has some horsemen, which are just kind of flanking. They're not really doing that much important stuff. Yeah, and there I build the road, so I can get my chariot archer in and start tapping them with ranged attacks. I'll be pulling back my swordsmen so that they can't hit and run with their horsemen. They probably won't be able to take Shanghai with just a couple of horsemen, so I'll bring him back a little bit. And they attack my scout, which I think is a little bit silly. They take a bunch of damage because my scout was fortified and it was on a hill, and it was all... I might have gotten a flanking bonus too for the scout, which was good. I think maybe at the end of the turn I will attack that swordsman, with the injured Japanese swordsman. And we will see. And he attacks me, and he kind of catches me by surprise there. I did not see that coming at all, really. Kill off one of the swordsmen, or one of the horsemen with my swordsman, and I kill off the other one with my other swordsman. And so now Guangzhou is starting to look like it's in a bit of trouble, because I didn't really see him attacking with all those units at the end of the turn. Maybe if I had attacked his injured swordsman and taken that out before he if I had attacked the injured swordsman, maybe he wouldn't have been able to take out my sword right there at the choke point. And as you can see, he's kind of suiciding units right now, which he can afford to do because he has so many more units than I do. And it's made stronger by the fact that his units get Bushido. So I thought I was kind of in control, but then his units just keep on coming in, and they keep on attacking. Maybe I should have not bombarded that swordsman below. I should have bombarded the one above and tried to kill him off, because again, he's probably going to get an insta-heal or something, or just suicide his unit against the city, which would actually do a decent amount of damage because of his ability. We'll see if I can kill off any of the swordsmen. And see, right there he just suicided a unit against the city, which did a ridiculous amount of damage. Absolutely ridiculous. So now my city's in peril. Maybe I shouldn't have finished off the Hanging Gardens right there. A little bit silly. I have my Great General, which will give my units a very nice fighting bonus, a 35% combat strength bonus, as opposed to the normal 20% bonus from the Great General. I'm kind of fooling around with what I want to research right now. I can go for metal casting for extra hammers. I can go to theology to get the Hagia Sophia for my Liberty finisher, and there's lots of other stuff I can do. Research engineering to try to go for crossbowmen. And again, you can see he's kind of suiciding units against my city, and then they do a lot more damage than they would otherwise. Whereas normally, a 1 strength unit would do 1 damage against the city. His 1 strength units are doing 5 or 6 damage on my city, which is pretty nasty. And I realize I don't really need to be defending Shanghai right now, so I might as well I should bring my swordsman down. Maybe I'll be able to, I don't know. At this point, he might be able to take the city soon, if he gets lucky with some combat, maybe in 1 or 2 turns. Yeah, so probably next turn he'll be able to take the city. And yeah, right there you can see he takes over the city. I have a Great General nearby, so hopefully I will be able to take the city back. We will see, however. I'll be finishing Liberty soon. I want to use that on the Hagia Sophia. I'll try to fast move my warrior, or at the end of the turn I'll move my warrior against the city. and then I'll attack again with it, and I'll try to finish the city off with one of my swordsmen. And I don't quite manage to take it this turn. However, it looks like I will be able to take it out next turn. So I have a couple of swordsmen set up next to the city, which is pretty weak right now. So that's good. My iron, he has a horseman looking around, maybe for my iron. Fortunately, I have 2 sources of 6 iron, so he'd have to pillage both, which probably isn't going to happen. If you look, there's kind of a warrior icon on top of the Great General, but he's not supposed to be there. Or there's no other unit there, just the Great General. So I take an insta-heal, and I take back the city. And I kill off a couple of units, which were all at 1 health point. Hit point. And he has samurai now, but I have regained kind of position on the regain position around my city. I might build a citadel to defend it a little bit, just to be certain nothing bad happens. And so he's sending the samurai up, and I don't really want to be bothered with the samurai, so I'm gonna be safe and build a great citadel. I'm not sure if that was the best decision at the time. I just wanted to be safe and make sure he didn't have, for all I knew, he might have had a bunch of more like samurais coming at me. So I wanted to establish position while I still had it, because once the samurai start covering all the tiles, I wouldn't be able to sneak my Great General out there to be able to make the citadel. But it maybe would have been better to have done something else. Anyway, I retook Guangzhou. The city has some nice buildings still in it. It has a watermill and a coliseum, which both survived being conquered twice. So the turn rolls over, and the citadel does damage to the samurai, and then I kill it off with the catapult, which is very nice for me, not so nice for him. So Guangzhou is pretty solid now. I'll be able to put a catapult in it. I have the citadel, which will be hard to take over with just melee units. I have some catapults. I finished Liberty. Let's see what I believe the Great Wall is banned this game, so neither of us are going to build it. I will take a Great Engineer for finishing Liberty, and I will use it on the Hagia Sophia. So it's like using a great person to get a great person, and preventing them from getting the great person simultaneously. So it's a decent deal. And then you also get the plus 25% production, or plus 25% great people points from the Hagia Sophia, so it's a decent deal. So as you can see, since the farms and such around Guangzhou are still around, it's growing back up pretty quickly. It'll be back to normal pretty soon. There I use the Great Engineer on the Hagia, and I told them to build catapults, which is nice, but on the other hand, the way he was able to take over my city was, the only reason he was able to take over my city was that he kept on flooding units in, which kept on dying, and if you had a catapult in the way, you would be able to kill off the incoming units. He wouldn't be able to keep on flooding units, and he'd have to rely on kind of a more traditional method of taking someone over, which would have taken longer, and I would have been able to build up my military. So from the Hagia, I'll take a great scientist and use him on machinery for Chokonus. And hopefully once I get Chokonus, I'll be secure in my defense, and I'll be able to hold the line. Because right now I'm pretty sure I have a lot better research than Moineau. He has a lot more cities than I do. So he had a nice boost of hammers to start, which allowed him to build all those units. But now I'll probably be able to start outproducing him as I get, workshops, and I'll start to out-tech him when I get National College, and I'll be able to get to education soon, more quickly than he will be able to. I really like the workshops. Workshops are a very good building to get as soon as you can. You have to make sure you can take the maintenance, and you have to make sure that you don't need anything else. Like if you're being invaded and you're going to get taken over, obviously you should build military to defend yourself. But if you don't, then you should definitely build workshops. Workshops are amazing, and they're not the finisher. The National Wonder, the Ironworks, is very strong as well. The +8 hammers is it's amazing, especially because it's all concentrated in one city, whereas a lot of other hammer bonuses are over the whole empire. I mean, I have 4 cities right now, so that'll give me 8 hammers base, plus maybe 10 hammers for the plus 10% modifier. So, and then the Ironworks gives me 8 all in one city, which is really big. So anyway, I'm popping out a road to Guangzhou. Not Guangzhou. What's my upper city? Shanghai or something? No, that's my one of Nanjing. My manufactured goods are at 80, and once I get all my workshops up, it'll probably be around, it'll go up quite a bit. I'm not sure I think I already have some of actually, so. And then the road is nice because, again, I don't have any military near Nanjing, so building that road will allow me to slide military out as I need it. And so hopefully my my scout will be able to see military coming. I'll just slide units out, some Chokonus maybe, or something, to defend myself. That horseman was kind of a waste of hammers. Probably shouldn't have built him, because I took a worker, I almost deleted it, and then he's just going to kill it off and heal right back up and he'll be fine. I'm building some forts there, just for the heck of it. If he's going to really be attacking me there, then it's a decent thing to be building, but otherwise it's just kind of a waste of time. And it looks like I'm saving my great scientist for later. Maybe for, so I can get to rifles more quickly, because I probably won't be able to take them over with Chokonus. So it's better to save them for later. And I'm impressed because we have the same score. We're both at 1,033, as you can see on the right side, hand side. And I believe I just finished National College, which means my cities will be, I'll get a nice tech rate going. And then again, I'm hard researching machinery instead of just using the great scientist I have on it. I think I should be paying more attention to army numbers and that he has a large army. So I should research machinery maybe with a great person and not be building quite as many universities. Instead focus on some more army stuff. Because I'm going to be better than him with research, essentially no matter what I do. I mean, if I just deleted all the buildings in my cities or something, maybe he'd be able to beat me out in research, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not stupid. So, I probably should be getting more military, because I'm going to lead him in tech no matter what. I'm just looking at some stuff up in the Civilopedia. Looks like horsemen and catapults all cost the same amount of hammers, either way. So that's okay. I'm not really gaining much if I kill off a catapult with a horseman, if I just suicide a horseman into a catapult, which I could have done. And right there I was able to suicide the horseman into the catapult, but this time I was able to pull back. He'll probably be able to kill me off with that samurai nearby, but I don't know, I can rebuild units more quickly and get them back more quickly than he can because we're fighting in my territory. So an even hammer trade is alright with me. Plus it kind of distracts his units, so he has to kind of send his samurai back up and around to kill off my horsemen. Which actually he fails to do. Oh, no, he got it. We'll see if I will be able to kill off that fortified injured samurai on the hill. No, he gets an insta-heal and does it pretty quickly. And that catapult is blocked by the hills, so it can't move up. And as you just saw, the who'chamacallit, the scout I had up above just got killed off. So that means that he'll be able to attack Nanjing without me seeing, which isn't great. I'll be building walls in Shanghai just so it's a little bit more resistant to attack. Because it's at 13 strength, and that's way less than the samurai strength. Also, the walls gives you extra healing in your city, which is very nice. I just decided I'd pump out an archer from my capital, so I'd be able to upgrade one into a Chokonu. I'm just moving my catapult back because I might as well to heal off, so it's less vulnerable to the samurai advancing, because it can still shoot all the same tiles. It's just that it's less vulnerable to being attacked. And now that I have machinery, also my roads will be able to take me 3 at 1/3 of a movement cost per tile as opposed to half, which is another nice little bonus. I get my great engineer and use it on the Notre Dame, so I'll be able to get some more happiness. And I'll start to upgrade some units into Chokonus. I'm starting to build some forts with my workers because I have construction, and the fort will give me a nice bonus. And if he tries to take my worker right there, hopefully I'll be able to just shoot him with some catapults, and my Chokonu will be able to destroy him. So I'm getting a wall in my city because I might as well, if he's gonna set up catapults and have some units trying to attack it. It doesn't take me that long, so I might as well build it. Gets the city strength up to a decent amount where just like a couple of shots from a decent unit won't wreck it completely. And now that he realizes I have Chokonus, he's kind of pulling back a little bit. Or maybe he's trying to go around to my other city. I'm not really sure. So maybe he's going around, so I'm gonna pull some units back to my other city. I'm gonna pretty much spam building Choconews right now. The roads, as you can see, have helped me quite a bit getting my units over to the city. I was able to just plop them over there in a turn or two. And once I get a decent force there, he probably won't be able to take that. Nanjing. That'll be nice. I'm going to start building some forts up for my units to get some extra defense. And this is where maybe it wasn't such a good idea to settle my Great General, because again, if I would have kept him out, I would be able to have my Great General out fighting with my units. So, and giving them the 35% strength bonus, which is really big actually. And I'm not really sure where to go with my next social policy. I guess I could go honor for the Great General, but I think I end up going piety. Oh no, just kidding. I take commerce. I guess I'm thinking this game will go long, so I'll want to get the later social policies. I'm not sure. Honor would have been a good pick for the Great General eventually, and other stuff. I'm being a little bit too aggressive right here with trying to like push on all those little horsemen, where I should have just kind of stayed back and let him kind of kill units on me. Because the Choconu is again the nasty unit, and I just got myself kind of injured. I'm building some forts for defense. And again, catapults do not get the defensive bonus when they're in a fort, and the Choconu does, so that's helpful. It gives you a 50% combat bonus, and that boosts you up to 15 base strength with the Choconu. That's very good. Oh, and the catapult does a dumb thing. It tries to, instead of trying to bombard, because the horseman moved out of the way, it just moves forward, which is pretty stupid. Because you would never do that if you could have chosen. I mean, it's a catapult, you don't want it pushing forward where it's vulnerable. So I'm going to fill some scientist specialist slots to increase my tech rate. And again, I'm being too aggressive. I should be sitting back in my cities and just building up tons of units so that he can't touch me, because I'm leading quite a bit in demographics, and my technology will probably go way above his before long. And then I realize he has samurai up above, which means that my city, I should have not been wasting units fooling around. So, anyway, that's not good. My city strength isn't very high, so they're doing tons of damage on it. So the Japanese player just, instead of attacking Shanghai, just kind of went around to Nanjing, and I was kind of fooling around not having units ready. And so then when he pushed on it, he just is kind of overwhelming it. I don't have very many strong melee units. He has the samurai, and I do not have strong melee. So right now he's in very unhappy penalty, so that helps a little bit. I'm thinking about taking the city back with... I tried to take the city back a little bit by bombarding it, but that was not a very good... I don't think that was very smart. I have 4 turns before it's raised, and he'll probably be able to get it before then. I don't think I'd be able to get it before then. He has so many units around the city, even with the 33% combat penalty. So anyway, I lost one of my decent cities, but I'm still pretty strong. My core cities are still here. My tech rate has gone down, but again, I still have a way larger tech rate than he does. His manufactured goods are slightly larger than mine, but that'll change once the raised city goes away. Or will it? I'm not sure. Because I don't think a raised city technically creates anything, but we'll see. I should be able to hold him off with Chokonus. And I'm getting close to rifling. So once I get rifling, I don't think they'll be able to do much. And again, the problem with Nanjing, it wasn't a very defensible location. It was just kind of surrounded by open terrain. So when he came to attack it, there wasn't really any choke point I could kind of hold him through. And he just had a lot more units than me in the area, which is my fault, partially. And so he was just able to overwhelm the city. So now he's going to try to go for Shanghai. Hopefully I will be safe to go. I got a nice double move in there. Be able to snipe him off with the road. The roads can help a lot defensively because you can just... because they only help you in your territory. I just got Lancers, so that means... or Metallurgy for Lancers, which will let me... with all my roads, it'll let me hit and run really easily, and I'll be able to kill off their units that try to advance into my territory, especially the crossbowmen. The Lancer is a very good counter unit for the crossbowmen. I mean, obviously it can't take any type of melee shots at all, but like if it can't do anything on defense at all, but if you have it always attacking, then you're good to go. So what you need to do is use your roads so that you can attack and always be able to retreat. And my unit is in a fort, so that means that he'll get the 50% bonus, defense fort bonus on top of the normal fortification bonus. So he will be all set to get. He will be a little bit safer than he would be otherwise, even though he's kind of surrounded by units right now. And once I start getting lancers out, I'll be able to start wiping those units out of my way, especially the ones in open terrain, because I'll just be able to hit and run away all the roads. And I'm not sure if I should be building a university in Shanghai right now. I should probably be getting some more defense. And actually, I decided I needed to protect my city, so I was gonna purchase. So I'd purchased a lancer because it looked like he was getting a little bit too, like, surrounding my city for my liking. And my city isn't that strong, so I didn't want to have him accidentally take it over or something. And I'll use my workers to build some extra roads for my lancers. And he tried to kill off my unit, but I was able to get the insta-heal before he killed it off. Lucky for me. I'm gonna kill off another unit with a lancer. And so now he's gonna have to fall back because he just doesn't have the units to attack me. I'm not sure why I sent that lancer out there. It seems like a very risky way to move a unit. Because if he attacks it with any decent unit, even like a horseman, a couple of horsemen, he could probably take it out. I think maybe what I'm trying to do is trying to wipe out his units, and I'm again forgetting that he has a larger army than me. I should just stay defensive and hold back. I'll get Oxford soon for riflemen. And right now I'm just essentially setting myself up for a rifleman rush, even though I should look at demographics and see that Moineau still has a larger army than I do, so it would be better to be careful. With the Lancers, I mean, they're decent defensive units if you have lots of roads, but offensively they're not very good, because on offense you're gonna end up taking shots from like bad enemy units, and that's just the way offense is. With defense you can kind of pull back into your city or pull back somewhere, so I'm doing pretty stupid stuff right now by moving all my units forwards. Oh, stupid mistake. Blah. Just got a Lancer killed. But at least I killed off a what is he called? Samurai there, but I'm pretty sure a Lancer costs more than a Samurai, so it wasn't a very good deal for me. And I think I popped rifling, so that'll obsolete my Chokanus, unfortunately. However, all the Chokanus that I upgrade will become double attacking riflemen. And that's good. And I'll start building some riflemen, maybe, to defend myself. And then I'll be teching up to artillery, and then with a solid set of artillery and rifles, I will be able to take over Japan pretty handily, hopefully. And I'm scouting my horsemen down behind just to watch down below for any units coming. Again, he has larger soldiers than me right now, even though I have a bunch of riflemen. Just because you have more advanced technology doesn't mean automatically that you're going to beat him in a conflict. You can have a lot more units, which he does right now. And because obviously I don't have very many units. A couple of riflemen, Chokunu, a couple of Lancers. And so I certainly wouldn't be able to take him over. So he has a larger army than I do. And then right there I just deleted a swordsman because his swordsman won't really be doing much. Not quite sure. I don't know. And my better sense gets the upper hand, and I don't send that Lancer off into bad guy land and get it killed, another one killed. So I'm going to keep on building riflemen because I don't have much gold to upgrade, say, cannons to artillery. Maybe I'll try to refound the city, the old city. That he raised, because the road's still there, so I'll be able to get there relatively quickly. And it was settled on a luxury, so that will be improved right away. I won't even lose any happiness, and I'll just get some more gold, which will be nice. And he's advancing pretty weak units at me right now. A couple of pikemen, which my swordsman my rifleman could pretty much destroy, which is a little bit strange. I mean, he has pikemen, which are good against lancers, but I could just pick and choose like the non-pikeman units. Seems a little bit strange to me. I'll get freedom for faster great people. And he immediately captures my settler with a knight. And so I'm thinking about maybe I should try to attack him right here, because he doesn't have that. He has a bunch of weak units nearby. So anyway, he captured my settler, so it turns into a worker, which isn't good. But again, I killed off one of his knights, which cost more than a settler. Especially when you factor in that my capital has plus 50% settler production from Liberty. I'm moving my great general up, so when I attack them, I'll be able to do a little bit more damage. I'm looking around behind just to see if he has backup units, because it seems like he's not. He's exposing pretty vulnerable units to me. And so I push on him. And I seem to kill off quite a few units, which is good. He didn't manage to kill off my rifleman. And then he springs out like 50 trillion knights right behind my capital. Pretty smart of him. My capital is defended by a river, so hopefully that will help me out. He'll be attacking with a severe penalty, and I will be able to get a wall up next turn. So the knight has a 18 base strength, and then the 33% penalty versus cities. What I should be doing, I think it was a bad idea to take my rifleman out of the city. I should have kept him garrisoned so that the city would have the extra for combat strength. Because right now he can just, he's attacking a ton of knights against the city right now. He does a lot of damage, because that's a lot of knights. I get my walls up, kill off a couple of knights, and it's very close. Let's see if he can kill it off. And he does. He manages to get me. I got sneak attacked. Thanks for watching. Make sure you defend your capital, and watch your back.